Hey, it's finally working, thank Yahweh. I'm Tim, and you're watching Tabletop Terror. So let it be written, so let it be done. YouTube Live wasn't working for me for a second there. This is Daily Damage. These are daily vlogs where I walk and talk. And if you want to just hang out and listen to something casual and be a part of the conversation, this video is for you. If you're into more produced content that's a little more direct and specific, you probably don't want to watch this video. I would recommend checking out some of our other videos for that. Just on a walk today, as per usual, and I will be checking the chat. So something else is that I'm going to interact with everybody. I'll do my best to read what's on the screen and make sure that you're a part of that conversation too. Anyway, we're here. It's Daily Damage. What's going on? Oh, these guys know what I'm talking about. Hold on. Wait. I don't know if you can see it. Two shirtless dudes doing the walk. Yeah, man. Getting it. Get after it, guys. So, what is going on? Syntax AI says hi. Steven Back says, I'm early. RP Gamer, hey Tim, hey, what's going on? What you looking at? I should make a flip book of all your thumbnails or send them to the FBI. Or? You mean and? Come on, what you looking at? Syntax AI says, same, I'm actually watching from the start this time and not the end. The Command Tent has another wonderful day to take the beard for a walk. Hey Fahad, what's going on, man? He says, Tim, my man, what's going on, dude? I haven't talked to you in a little while. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about today, but one of the things I want to start with was not in my subject line, it was not in my title. It is, if you're not a part of the Absolute Tabletop Facebook group, you need to go down in the description and become a part of the Absolute Tabletop Facebook group. And I know a lot of you have, but Tabletop Terrors co-founded a publishing company called Absolute Tabletop, and that Facebook group is our official Facebook group. And so the reason why I recommend you go there is because there are a lot of really cool people who you can talk to. A lot of the questions that you ask me, you can also ask them, and they'll have amazing answers. And so in any event, the reason why I tell you about that, the reason why I tell you to go and join that group is because my brother James has a really good question posted in there right now, asking what online tools you use for your games. And so if you use an online tool, I would love to hear about it. What do you use digitally to run your games? I would absolutely love to know. And this is especially in the vein of like D&D Beyond and that kind of thing. I'm gonna cross the old street-a-roni here. I have to be careful because when I jog across the street, I just gotta be careful, put it that way. I don't want to scare anybody. All right. Josh Hull says, anyone else getting video interrupted error? Uh-oh. I hope not. If this isn't live anymore, then I'm sorry. If it is live, can someone please let me know? Whenever the delay ends, can you just put in there, this is still live? CA Hollenbach says, hi, Tim. And perfect, thank you, what you looking at. And then what you looking at says, join the Absolute Tabletop Discord as well. That is actually a really good place too, to jump in and just converse. All right, RP Gamer says, just joined today and already posted interest for running a Dragon Age game. People look me up on it. My name is Brian W. on Facebook. Hey, Check for Traps is here. Hey, Tim. Alan, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to make certain that I do a stream about the questions that you've asked for Dragon Grin. Alan runs a ton of Dragon Grin games, and he's a really good game master. Dragon Grin is our, James and my, actual campaign setting. Now, it's crazy because there are some things that there are some things that we don't want to reveal just yet until the Kickstarter. And that's why we're at this kind of hurry up and wait, because there are some cool things about the lore of the world that we want to make sure is kind of like a what? And we've decided some pretty big things about the Dismembered Lord. And anyway, I don't want you to feel gypped. So if you promise to keep it a secret, I can probably share some stuff with you in a stream. I don't know. I'll probably just share it in a stream. Anyway, hey Tim, get walking, man. That's what Andre says. Yeah, I was at the crosswalk. I don't want to get hit by a car. Can you imagine how many views this video would get? Like chubby RPG nerd gets hit by car. We'd be viral. It'd be 1 million hits on the video. Here we go. All right. Sorry, this is a tough walk today because it's kind of windy. There's a ton of traffic. Anyway, all right, let's get to a conversation. I told you that I was going to talk to you about fitness. And so in the same way that I gave you game design homework, for those of you who powered through that sort of really super rambly beginning of this video, even for me, if you're still here and you're interested in fitness, here's what I recommend that you do. It's going to require a smartphone. So I want you to go and I want you to get the app Runkeeper. It's free and I don't get any money for this or anything, but I want you to go and I want you to get the app Runkeeper. And what I want you to do is walk 0.5 miles every weekday. That's what I want you to do. I want you to walk 0.5 miles every weekday if you can. I can promise you that that alone will make you feel fantastic. Now, if I could really just, hey, push it, I'd say try to walk a mile 5 days a week. But for me, this particular walk is 2.5 miles. So where I walk about to a certain distance. When I watch the timer, I turn around, I walk back. It's about 2.5 miles. And what that does, I've seen the fruits of it already. I've been doing it for about 3 weeks, and I've had 2 people in the last 2 days say, wow, you're losing weight. I have not heard that statement in a long time. And so the reason why I really like that is because even with just a little bit of exercise, if you do it 5 days a week and are just reasonable with your calorie intake, then you can lose weight. You can be fit. So that's something that I want to recommend everybody does. So in the same way that I gave you design homework, I want to give you fitness homework, which is 5 days a week, walk half a mile. And it's tough to get into the habit of doing because there's no good time to do it. Like even now, truthfully, I'd rather be sitting in my truck, streaming, kind of chilling, relaxing, but it's not going to get me what I want. And so what do you want? What are your fitness goals? I can tell you that it doesn't matter. Just introducing something is better than doing nothing. And so that would be the thing. There are diets and exercise routines galore. There's tons and tons of stuff. But this is a really good way to start easily because you don't need anything other than, I mean, honestly, even if you don't have Runkeeper, the app, drive in your car, reset the odometer, or your parents' car, or your significant other's car. Drive until the odometer switches to 1 mile. Then you know, okay, I'm gonna walk this. That kind of thing. But truthfully, I know that for me, I was so worried about doing something that I kept trying to stop and figure out the perfect thing to do. And if I had to go back and change one thing, I would have just been walking every day for the last year. And I think by doing that, I would probably be at my goal weight, just changing that. And so that's my recommendation. So what I would say to you is get Runkeeper, figure out what is a mile, try to walk half a mile 5 days a week. Do that, and I feel like you're gonna be much closer to your fitness goals than if you don't do that. Then if you stop and wait and try to figure out the perfect diet and, oh, I'm gonna start on Monday, and you know, start today. You have everything you need to start today. So that would be my recommendation. And so let's check the chat here. All right. I always love scrolling through because, see, the comments disappear. So I love scrolling through because what I do is I scroll back up and I get to see all these little zingers and one-liners as I go. All right. Josh Hull says, lag spike must have kicked me. Back online. GMAH111 says, just got to kill myself to get views. That's it. All I got to do is get hit by this car. All right, guys, ready? All right, here. And then I'm going to use this video as evidence to sue this guy. And then RP Gamer says, you should use a head cam while walking, Tim. Imagine how many looks you'd get walking around. Listen to me. I would seriously consider strapping a GoPro to my head and going for a walk. I would seriously consider it. So we got to figure out, someone needs to find out, is there an iPhone head cam device that I could trust for a walk? And I don't just mean like Mima's belt that looks like that big circular. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the belt that your mom made in prison. I'm talking about an iPhone actual device, because I would imagine the ones that go around your arm wouldn't be big enough for my big head. But I would totally do that. I would walk around with a phone on my head. Now here's the thing. You would just have to listen because I wouldn't be able to read comments. All right, what you looking at posted the link to the Absolute Tabletop Discord in this chat. I think it's in the description, but if not, join the group and it's in the pinned post. Xanos Nightshade says, working on my, is it Lemegaton setting? I thought of giving AbTab regulars a challenge of creating a demon prince based on their medieval description and running one-shots with those creations. Good idea, great idea. Great idea. Anything that's gonna get you creating, other people involved. Now, I think one of the most challenging things as a game designer is when you, and I don't know if you'll do this, but you just gotta consider it, is when you say, all right, everyone, let's make a thing. And then their idea is wildly different than what you wanted or hoped for. Now, there are ways to reconcile that, but you just got to understand going in, they might have a totally different idea than you. Be okay with that. But yeah, I think that's like a sick idea. I think it's a really, really good idea. Fahad says, secrets, oh boy. Talking about Dragon and the Dismembered Lord. C.A. Hollenbach says, you need a bike helmet with blinking lights. Stephanie and Tyler Napier says, finally catching one live. What's up, Stephanie? And Tyler, or both, or one of you, or someone else who's watching through their account. It's really good to have you. Thanks for chilling. Check for Trap says, hang with Tim to get your gains, both in the gym and at the game table. Dude, I love that. That's killer. That's like marketing blurb, man. Hey, Be a Better Game Master's here. What's going on? So I want to talk to you. I need you to do something. If you're watching this right now, or if you watch it later, I have one, if you do nothing else today, even above your fitness, maybe equal with your fitness, here's what I want you to do, and this is really, really, really important. I want you to search in a new tab, Be a Better Game Master on YouTube, and I want you to subscribe to his channel, okay? Anyone, listen to me, anyone who sends me a screenshot to tabletopterrors@gmail.com of that subscribe button grayed in like you've subscribed, I will give you a shout out and say something funny for every single person that subscribes to his channel. Go to Be a Better Game Master right now and subscribe. You send me that picture, and you could message it through Facebook too if that's easier, like text or whatever. But for everyone that sends me that, and I'll try to do that tomorrow or the next day, I will give a shout out and say something funny. Maybe about your mom. No, I'm just kidding. I won't. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, listen, I gotta feel this out. But Barker is one of my best friends in the whole world, and he is one of the co-founders of Absolute Tabletop. So he is 1/4 of the company, and he's brilliant, and he has amazing videos, and he is one of the most feeling, thoughtful people that you'll ever meet. And the more subscribers he gets, the more videos he's gonna make. Am I right? So no, Barker's got a ton of stuff in the hopper, and I think he needs a sub bump. What do you guys think? So go, 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 Bab Game. That's our song. So okay, so I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I'm catching up. So Andre's okay. I'm way down. You guys went nuts when Barker joined the chat, which is awesome. So RP Gamer says, hey Barker, you like us lazily sitting here watching Tim walk? That would actually be great if we scheduled it and we all walked together. I wish I could do that. If this was my full-time job, that's what I would do. And I would do them at different times of the day so we could all walk. Like, how fun would that be? And then Andre says, I wish the weather would allow for some walks. Starting to go to the gym next month, though. See, and that's great. And that is actually, it brings up a really good point, which is do what you can. Do what you can. I mean, if you can't go out and walk because the weather's terrible, go to the gym. If you can't go to the gym, just do burpees. Google what a burpee is. You'll be killing it. If you do burpees every day, you'll be on fire. Barker says, I legitimately believe that my inability to stop pacing back and forth is 90% of why I'm able to keep so much weight off. So we use an app called WhatsApp in our publishing company, Absolute Tabletop. And so we record voice messages a lot of times to convey a thought more quickly than text. Not always more clearly, but more quickly. And it's funny because there are two memes in that. For Barker, it's that you can always hear the click of his shoes pacing. For me, it's for whatever reason, my blinker's always on. So it's actually pretty funny. Fahad says a walk a day keeps the grave away. It's true, man. Happy Chap 84. Hey, you guys. I can't not be like, hey, you guys. Come on, guy, says sup, Tim. What's up, come on, guy? Happy Chap 84 says, when you open rolled and your BBEG can't roll over 5, what do you do? Give him a plus 10 to the roll. No, honestly, if you're saying that's happening consistently, you need to use different dice because they're weighted poorly. Especially if it's rolling in the same margin, try new dice. If that doesn't work, use automatic effects that have a save, because then the roll isn't on you, it's on the players. So if you're like, all right, everybody, heat wave, you know, roll a DC blank, save, or take damage, because then it's up to them rolling and not you. So that's what I would do. And that way too, it's out in the open, everybody's rolling. So you might get a lot of mileage out of the video I did yesterday, specifically talking about kind of shaking up combat that way. Let's see here. Warmaker777 says, is it me or do the thumbnails for these videos just get more and more amazing? See, that's so funny because I don't even know where the thumbnails are. I think I might just grab a still of my face. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I am purposefully trying to ratchet it up because they're getting so much attention that I'm like, I gotta. Hey guys, how goes it? Says Dr. Professor Sir. Let's see here. Hey, dude. Josh Hulls said Shank Ranger. Shank Ranger. Shank Ranger is the first subscriber to Barker's channel who then disappeared. I'll tell you this. I know that it meant a lot to Barker, which is the only reason why I've never done this, but I have talked to James about making a Shank Ranger account and on April Fools, hoping, Barker, that you don't realize what day it is and messaging you. But I feel like that would actually be really touching if Shank Ranger ever got back in touch with you. So that's not the kind of joke that I want to be a part of, even though it would be a good one. And I just realized that I gave thousands of people on the internet that idea. So please don't do that to Barker. Ooh. Oh boy. Please don't. All right, scrolling. It says, hey, Barker says, RP Gamer, eating a salad and getting ready to walk. This never happens. Oh, it's just Tyler on the Stephanie and Tyler account. Be a Better Game Master says, Tim, you're my favorite person. Dude, Hey, come on guys, it's funny, I'm heading to the gym now. RP Gamer says, you expect me to believe that, Barker? Barker says, dude, there better be some mom jokes in there. Listen, OP deliver. OP will deliver. Andre has a good idea. He says, can we get one Dragon Grin secret per subscribe? Yes. Sure. They probably won't be secret to everybody, but they're secrets to most. So yes, but I need photographic evidence. What you look at says, all 4 AbTab guys are unusually positive people. It's for this reason that I'm salty when we play Overwatch. Balance. Well, that's an interesting way to look at it. Woo, I don't know if my speakers are doing it, but I'm feeling that wind. Look, you see my beard blowing? It's crazy. Oh, we got a runner. We got a runner. Got to share the sidewalk. It reminds me every time of Captain America Winter Soldier, where Cap's running around the lake near the Washington Monument. He's like, on your right. On your right. Oh, I didn't even think about this. Anyway, man, I'm doing the thing where I don't read the comments because they're scrolling almost endlessly, and I try to catch up with my thumb. All right, Warmaker777 says, I learned in high school that the main reason we may have evolved beyond the other animals on Earth was because we walked great distances. Walking apparently helps the brain development. Listen, I wouldn't doubt it, because walking is this slow simmer that has all of these really good effects, with the rare ability to be repeated very frequently. So it's one of those exercises where I could do this, right? Well, I'll walk for about 45 minutes, whatever. I'll get home, and given a couple hours rest, I can do it again very easily, and then do it again the next day, and so on. And so it's a very sustainable exercise method. What you looking at says blinker cluelessness syndrome. No, I'll actually say my blinker's always on because I'm turning. I just always am turning. It's like I feel like I take a more right angle route than I would have realized. Oh, Barker says, dude, that saving throw idea is excellent. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's about just changing the economy and flipping it up. In fact, in yesterday's video, we talked about giving the environment a turn in the initiative. And that's a real cool time to do it, because then everybody's gonna pay attention. RP Gamer says, I'm going to put it out on Facebook group, but there's no answer to James. But I'm going to put it on the Facebook group after this. But to answer James's question, I use Roll20 when playing online, and when offline, my kids use a dice roller on their tablets. Cool. So a dice roller and a virtual tabletop. Happy Chap 84 says, thanks, man. Of course. Barker says, so many people have claimed to be Shank Ranger, I wouldn't even believe you. That is a point I hadn't considered. Ooh, gotta share the roadway with this bike. It's gonna be a little tight here. Walk cam. All right. There we go. How's it going? Oh, what's it going? All right. What you looking at says, I've used my IRS training and tried to track down Shank Ranger. I found him, but he never responded. Oh wow, you serious? Are you messing with me, or did you really find Shank Ranger? Because maybe he's like, no. He's the best roleplay YouTuber alive, but he can't get back into the game. Too many people will die. Josh Barker says that Josh is our get into the enemy's head guy in Overwatch. Riders of Rohan, are you guys active in the comment section after these live streams? I try to be. So here's the thing. What I'm going to try to do is segment off some time each evening. I have a work period that's about 2.5, 3 hours long each night. I think I'm going to start that work time with a warm-up of replying to comments. The interesting thing is, for me anyway, it is an really easy way to lose focus and get sucked in, and before I know it, it's been 2 hours and I haven't gotten any work done. And so all I have to say, I will make a meaningful effort to try to reply to these comments more. So currently the answer is no. I read them all, but I don't reply, which is probably not great, but I'll make a better effort at that. Let's see here. Oh, Riders Rohan says, I usually can't make the live streams, but always have questions. I'll tell you what, comment on the video and I will answer, even if I answer in a stream the next day. And then what I can do is just retroactively drop the link on the comment. Sometimes it's easier for me to just walk and talk than it is to go through, find the interface, and reply. But like I said, I'm gonna really make an effort. Fahad says, Odysseus crew must have opened up the bag of winds in Florida. Dude, it's been a little windier than usual. We actually had a wind warning. Happy Chap, do you ever walk off-road? The grass is better on your knees. So, it's better on my knees, but not as good on my ankles. We have a pretty rough, it's sidewalk and then rough area, and there are a lot of holes. So, I tried, and in the one instance I tried it a few times during the walk, I stumbled and I almost twisted my ankle. So that's why I stick to the sidewalk. Though you're 100% right, and that's why I try to wear really good shoes. What you looking at says, I'm pretty sure I found him. He's trying to forget that life. RP Gamer says, as a species, we evolved to be constantly moving. That is why we pace around when working out. Problems and sitting can get painful. I believe it. I believe that 100%. Warmaker777, out of curiosity, have you or any of the other people at AppTab looked into getting an editor for videos? I know editing can be extremely time-consuming. Listen to me. It is really funny that you've said this, because I have strongly considered it. Now, let me tell you, we just did an interview with WebDM. Huge YouTube channel. These guys have a buddy named Travis, and Travis has them show up and talk. He edits together the whole thing, and I imagine he uploads it and everything. So, all of that said, if you do know anybody with editing experience, the budget is not high, but you would see a lot more Tabletop Terrors videos if we had an editor that I could just send footage to every week. I would venture to say you would see the frequency double from 0 to 1 video a week. No, I was gonna say, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that the frequency of our output would double, because I have a lot of videos that are unedited that are just waiting for me to sit down and edit them. And the interesting part about editing is that it is not something you can do and multitask. You have to have your ears, your eyes, everything, all trained on this, all focused. And it's also an extremely difficult task to do broken up, because if you're editing a video, you remember what you edited for the first 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. If I leave and go back to it the next day, I essentially have to watch the first half of the video again to remember where I'm at. And so, with that said, yeah, I would love an editor. In fact, I'll share with you an idea. What I am looking to do is actually do a Tabletop Terror series called Hit Points. And the idea would be Tabletop Terrors Hit Points. It takes the good parts out of these long form videos, out of these longer videos. Like, all of our videos are pretty long. Essentially what it does is it chops them up into really good manageable bits. Not the whole thing, but some of the best parts. So it's like a greatest hits or highlights reel. And so Tabletop Terrors Hit Points would be points that we want to hit on quickly. So the idea would be you pull out, if I say something that means something, aside from just rambling about how, you know, I gotta walk across the street better. If I say something meaningful or something like that, pull that out so that people can just focus on that. I would love that. And I'm talking going all the way back to like our first videos and pulling stuff out and just having this Tabletop Terrors, and then make it a playlist. And then in addition to the playlist, post them, like say one every weeknight at like 7 or 8, something like that, you know, to where it's like you get a live stream at the beginning of the day, you know, the afternoon, and then you get a more meaningful kind of punchy thing at night, they would not be from the same video, but a greatest, you know, hits, kind of hit points. Here's why. The last, what, 5-7 minutes, we've been talking about video editing. So if I came to the channel to get some meaningful advice for RPGs, and if I'm not someone who knows us well or wants to hang out, that was wasted time. And so, but I've decided a long time ago, and then forgot, and then remembered that it's not about that. It's about, for me anyway, the way I express myself is in this long form content, and I like hanging out with people and I like connecting with people. And that's more important to me. It's more important to me than having 50,000 subscribers or a video that gets 10,000 views. Now, I think both of those things can exist. I'm not opposed to those things. But what I'm suggesting is, if I only have time to do one or the other, I'm gonna spend time with all of you. I'm gonna stream, and we're gonna have a conversation, because I feel like that's more meaningful for both of us than a video. So yeah, now I'm gonna catch up on the comments. All right. Tyler says they needed Travis. Dude, we needed Travis. Warmaker777, I actually took 3 years of film and editing in high school, not to mention making YouTube videos on and off since. Okay. So you looking for a job? No. I can honestly tell you that's the big problem, is budget. I mean, you know, we don't really make any money from tabletop terrors, to be honest. So if you are, listen, if you or anybody watching this is sincerely interested in volunteering your time to edit, that would be great. We can talk about it, but it's probably going to be a volunteer position. We could probably hook you up with some free PDFs and, you know, stuff like that. But the other thing to mention is, I would probably want to see some of your work, because, you know, I wouldn't want to waste your time if it's not something that fits our style and that kind of thing. So anyway, it would be also really interesting to send somebody a clip and then have, like, see what happens, see what comes back. So anyway, Roll for Damage says, not to mention me having kids, it's hard to record video, much less edit with voiceover. On a nice walk, I have personal time to gather my thoughts and think of how the video translates to the game. That's actually great. It's a really good point. It's very similar for me, which is, it's hard for me to do video editing and stuff, but I can do, like, writing and stuff at night, because of that exact reason, you know? It also, I can sit there and write a tabletop RPG book watching a TV show with my wife, and I can kind of be, like, engaged and involved. We're watching, like, the next Food Network star, something that's kind of light and interesting, but it's very, like, popcorn. Like, I don't have to be focused in on it. I can't do that while editing a video, so it also becomes difficult. Let's see here. What you looking at? Says you need a Twitch clip feature. Tell me what that is, and I'll get one. Fahad says, I always love how clever your titles are for different types of videos. Oh, thanks, man. That means a lot. Logo Sarsgaard says, you are a boss, Tim. Thanks. Taking 20 says, we'll get you fixed up, bud. Ah, oh, thanks. See, now this is Taking 20. This is Cody. This guy is a professional YouTuber. If you want to look at the picture of a professional YouTuber, look at Cody from Taking 20, because he does everything I should be doing, and he's great at it. Cody, you kill it, because you do meaningful things, and you do them in a way to where your video quality doesn't go down, your overall message isn't diluted, and that's really the white whale, isn't it, guys? If you're talking about media and YouTube, it's, you know, being able to put your content out there in the way that it is most digestible without losing the essence of who you are in the process. Let's see here. Hey, Josh Hull says, ooh, Taking 20's here. Love your channel, man. Warmaker777. Volunteer is fine, mostly just looking for something to do to pass the time, and have been really wanting to edit videos. Listen, we might just be able to find a connection here. Let me hear. If you're serious, I'll do this live. I'll do this live right now. There are a number of different platforms that allow you to pull videos off YouTube. I think one's called like Pego or something, whatever. Here's what I want you to do. Pick any one of these. Pick any one of the daily damages that I've done in the last 3 weeks, and your audition is to pull it offline and find some meaningful sections, maybe one, maybe two. Edit them together and let me know when you're ready for me to see them. Because I need to see if you have a sense of being able to capture a moment. I need to see if you have a sense of editing, when to cut, how long to leave it, how to make it breathe, yeah, et cetera, et cetera. So that, if you're serious, because you came to me about this, if you're serious, that's your audition. Fahad says, hey Tim, quick question. How do you deal with design burnout? I've been designing a game for about 7.5 years now, and I keep getting sad about how long it has taken, and I'm not even close to finished. All right, so I'm gonna give you some answers that you really have no control over, and I'm gonna give you some answers that you have all the control over, and then maybe even some answers right in between. So the first answer that you probably don't have any control over is, it's really difficult. I would find at least one other person who you can design with. I could never make the quality of books that we make at Absolute Tabletop if I was by myself. I couldn't even do it with just James. The fact that there's me, Matt, Barker, and James is the reason why Absolute Tabletop puts out what they put out. So, look at a company like Wizards of the Coast. You know, those design teams are huge. You just can't do it alone. That's my thing. 7.5 years, that's a long time. So that's the thing you can't really control. Because who do you trust? Who do you find? You know, that kind of thing. All right, so here's the things you can control. Why did you jump in designing a system? What I think you should do, keep that system going on the back burner, but I've talked before about designing in buckets. You need a smaller, more manageable project to give you confidence that you can complete. So keep working on your system, okay? But you need to have something else that's smaller. Maybe it's a 5e race. Maybe it's a couple of feats. Don't go too big. Something you can sit, manage, and boom, pump out. The other thing that's kind of in the middle is, at least in my estimation, as you find someone to maybe work with and as you put out something smaller, play test. Play test your game. Creating a game in a vacuum is a really dangerous idea, especially if you create it until it's finished. Because bottom line is that on the page does not equal what the player experiences or thinks. I actually have a little design Bible that I've written myself about what my focus is and about tone and feel, and I've learned a lot. So that would be my other thing, is play test what you have. You don't have to have a full finished design system. I call these boiled play tests. There's no flavor. I'm just like, hey, we're gonna do a boiled play test. Let's get together. Let's figure out the feel of combat. You hand some players the rules and you see if they understand them. See what they do with them. Just sit back, don't answer any questions. See what they glean from just what you've written. And then just roll some dice. How does it feel? Because I've seen a lot of systems where the math works out, but it feels awful. It's cumbersome, it's bad design. And that's a whole nother stream, but that would be my answer to that. Try to find some people to collaborate with on bigger projects. Don't burden that all yourself. Try to design something smaller in the meantime, so you can have little things you're putting out. And play test your stuff. Play test your stuff. Dude, and everybody's blowing up in the chat talking about Taking 20. Yeah, go sub. You're already subbed. What are you talking about? But if you haven't, go find Taking 20. Dude's a boss. What you looking at says, on Twitch, moderators and others in the chat can make a flip of something important that's happened during streams. Alas, only on Twitch. Yeah, YouTube right now is where all of our people are. It's also where I can stream easily and follow the comments. Let's see here. Yep, Taking 20 agrees. Is get a partner. Tim did a walkabout last week. This is Josh. He says, Tim did a walkabout last week about design. And if you get burned out using different buckets, it's true. Go check out the design stream I did, yeah. Taking 20 says, you can always do more with a great partner. You'll make more, whether that's money, content, whatever your goals are, than you'll ever be able to do on your own. And that's so true. And that's his 2 cents. Riders of Rohan says, I'm also working on a solo 5e module. It's been a year, so it's exhausting. Yeah, I mean, Look, just think of it this way, and this is where we're going to wrap it up. Think of a movie you love. And this is on a grand scale, but it's scalable. Think of a movie you love. Think about how long those credits are. You know what I'm saying? Think about how much goes into making something like a motion picture. You scale that down to a 5e module, and it's still a sizable chunk. You can't do it alone quickly. You can do it alone. You can't do it alone quickly, and I feel like one person working on something is always gonna, I won't say always, I'll say it is almost never going to be as good as multiple people working on something. So Fahad says, gotcha, thanks for the advice, Tim. And guys, I do have a few design partners I also work with. I also work in buckets. I play test every week too. Dude, 7.5 years. What are you making? Sweet-hander? Same here, right as Rohan. Hey, and Cody from Taking 20 says he'd be happy to see if he can get you pointed in the right direction. So anyway, that's going to be it for me today, guys and girls. Thanks for tuning in. May you mend the first break. May you kill the first snake. May you conquer everything you undertake. Until next time, may your dice roll high. I love you.